time for Loveline.
You know, there's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll.
The crowd seems to love this.
Careful, it's slippery. I had it wet.
Heard only on 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191 with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Are you insane?
Hey, it's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist.
Dr. Drew is right.
Yes, he is. Phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. Drew?
Yeah.
Everything good?
Yeah, I talked to you about this commencement speech I have to give tomorrow.
I hope they're paying you at least 7 figures for this gig because it is all you've thought about for the last 4.5 months.
Really? I bugged you about it?
You talking about the one in Arizona?
Yeah. I bugged
Come
you
on.
about
No,
it?
you've been working on this speech
3 months.
since Lincoln was in office.
Yes, I have.
What is going on with that?
It's tomorrow. Well, first of all, I didn't have a lot of time to work on these things, so I had to start early knowing that it would take me, I'd have very little
Drew,
time.
you were picking my brain on this one on a plane
Yes.
when we were going to Woodstock, I think, in 69 to make an appearance.
Give me.
I mean, seriously.
You got well, I'm giving it
How much
tomorrow.
time
finally.
do you have to kill on this thing?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Don't you think that's long? People just want to get their degrees and get the F out of there, don't they?
15 to 20. Yeah, 15 to 20. But, they're hard. Commencement speeches are the worst.
No, they're not.
Look, people hang on every word. You have to say something substantial.
I'll deliver one right now. Here's my commencement speech. Where is it?
University of Arizona School of Medicine.
Oh, please. Listen, all you cactus-hugging doctors. Let me tell you about a few important things. Floss, pay your parking tickets, and put air in your tires about once a month. Thank you. And let's tap the keg. Go Wildcats. Arizona. Yeah. Which school is it?
That's Arizona State.
Oh, is it the Sun Devils?
No, that's Arizona State, isn't it?
Well, it's the Wildcats. Yeah. Well, anyway, what is your speech?
I don't want to.
No, I don't want to hear it. But it really better be good because you've been working on it a long time.
Well, that's I was just going to share it. I said, look, if it's not good, too bad.
Do you memorize it?
No.
And how many people are you delivering it to?
I have no idea. Thousands.
1,000?
Yeah, I don't know. Something like that.
And what are they going to do? Tell people if you screw up?
Throw tomatoes?
It's just, listen, shorten it and just get through it. They really want to get out of there. Then what happens after the commencement speech?
I did that. I did a high school commencement speech once where I shortened it, and I sat down. I went, no, too short.
Too short?
Too short.
How long was
About
it?
12 minutes.
Yeah, that's plenty long. That's a lot of Drew.
No.
Listen, I hear you talk to someone for minute 15. That sounds like plenty.
I know.
Okay, so let me get something straight. You get up there, you deliver this, and then everyone comes up and gets a diploma?
Yep.
That's a long night.
Oh, yes.
I'm saying they want to get the diploma, they want to get out, they want to party. That's why you should just really power through it.
Yeah, but
okay?
they make such a big deal. They make a big deal about
over who delivers it?
Yeah.
Who delivered it last year?
I don't know. But I mean, like, I had,
I think it was a guy who played John Boy's brother in the Waltons may have delivered it last year.
But the year before I graduated, they had Alan Alda deliver it.
Oh, really?
And then my year, they had the editor of JAMA do it.
What's in it for them?
For the speaker?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Do you get paid?
Barely.
Well, what do you mean barely?
I mean, you do, but it's
They
not.
give you a few bucks?
Yeah.
But it's not for the money?
No. That's the point.
It's the prestige?
Yeah.
And then what? You get to tell people you did that?
I guess.
You got a radio show, Drew. What are you worried about that? Andy.
Yeah?
You're 23.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I might do. I could see myself doing a commencement speech on like a Jumbotron that was beamed in. Like I get like an ISDN line put into my den and I deliver it from, my slippers. Something like that I could see. Or if everyone just came to my house.
Now you sound like John Gray. That's what he said he wants to do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I spoke with him on an event one time. And it's like,
No kidding.
You didn't want to show up in person?
No, he wants to be beamed all over the world and have into stadiums.
Oh,
Where
okay.
people listen to him. Isn't that nice?
What'd he do? Right? Men is for women? Are you kidding me? Listen, I never read that book, but I know it's garbage.
I think he's got a TV show coming
Oh,
out.
please. It's going to die 1,000 deaths.
ABC.
Oh, now it's going to die. What did I say, 1,000 deaths? 5,000 deaths. Andy,
Yeah.
you're 23.
Yes.
What's going on?
I'm just curious why a lot of men have a fetish with wanting to shave a woman's genitals.
I mean, wanting to actually do it themselves?
Well, that and the fact that they want the women to be shaved.
Right.
I mean, what's with that?
Shaved clean?
Yeah. I mean, like, completely mowing down the lawn.
Yeah, I don't know many guys that would admit to liking it completely clean.
Well, okay, here's the deal. I mean, I haven't ever heard of this for, like the last 5 years. And then all of a sudden, I've been talking to a few people, and they totally love it. It's one person that I've been sleeping with plus, like, 6 of his friends, and they all talk about it.
Prior to 5 years, people were into it again.
They were? According to Andy's account of the shaving phenomenon.
No.
Well, look, this is a small group of idiots you hang out with.
Right.
I do not like the shave clean look myself. I don't trust a guy that does.
Okay.
It looks a little young for my taste. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And does he want to perform the shaving?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't trust people with a razor around my genitalia. I wouldn't even let a surgeon shave me.
Okay.
True. Speaking of that, I swear to God, my hernia was hurting me the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, it was aching a little bit.
Ooh.
Oh, don't give me that. It does that periodically. It's pretty bulgy, though. I mean, it's bulgy.
This could be it.
You know what I'm like?
I think it's really painful. You go to the emergency room. I'm serious.
I'm like a car that's been driven for too long that hasn't been put up on the rack or oiled or anything in a while. I gotta check myself into some place and get my hand drained and my penis drained and the whole thing.
Yeah, you've been working on doing that yourself.
Drew,
regularly, right?
This hernia thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty bulgy.
Yeah, and if it hurts, I'm serious. If it hurts, you go to the hospital.
It didn't.
Do you understand me?
Okay, yes. It wasn't a sharp pain. It was a sort of a numbing, aching, like it kind of had a weird feel, like you had to go to the bathroom or something.
A visceral feel, like someone kicked you in the nuts a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a little bit. No one ever kicks you in the nuts a little bit. Here's the thing about the nuts. Either they hit them or they don't. There's none of that.
Yeah.
Well, it just grazed the nuts.
Right.
It's either there's a feeling. You women don't get it. It's part of being a man. There's a feeling you get.
Our viscera hang outside our body.
When you get hit in the nuts, there's a feeling you get. Yeah. And sometimes you can take an oar right between the legs, and for some reason it misses, and you don't get that feeling. And everyone goes, "Oh, Christ, no!" And you go, "No, I'm all right." And then sometimes a 4-year-old throws a kumquat at your groin, and you reel over. But after you've walked for 100 feet away from them, then it sinks in, and you fall to the ground clutching your junk.
Yep.
So that's what it was. But now it don't feel anything today.
If it gets hot or painful, you go.
Because it'll burst?
Well, it twists and cuts the blood supply off, and you can lose all that bowel. You can die.
I need my bowel, man.
Yeah, man, you do.
Okay. All right, I got to get that taken care of.
How else will we be able to light all those farts?
Oh, I was a maniac today at work today, Drew. Farting like every 8 minutes.
I'm proud.
Stacy?
Yeah?
Say you're 14.
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Okay, about 3 months ago, I lost my virginity, and I had my period afterwards for 3 days. Normally, I go a week. And then
was that the time for your period, or was it just bleeding?
It was just bleeding.
So your period was not supposed to come then?
No.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I skipped. And I haven't had it since.
How long ago was that?
About 2 or 3 months ago.
Boy, you need to get a pregnancy test, Stacy.
Well, my mother don't know.
Your mother? What?
Oh, hold on. Oh, your mother doesn't know?
Well, then she can't get the pregnancy test then.
Yeah. Well,
you got to go to the pharmacy and get a pregnancy test. Do you understand?
Well, the pharmacy we have up here, my friend's mom works at.
Well,
that's not going to work.
Where are you calling from? Anchorage or something?
No, I'm calling from Missouri.
Independence?
Huh?
Independence?
I don't know.
Is there one pharmacy in that?
In my town, yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Do you know any older friends that can go in and pick something up for you? Can you get
I have a couple, yeah.
Get on the web?
Can you do that?
This is my next thing. This is it.
Pregnancy test?
Yes, I've just discovered something.
No way.
What the hell is that? Who was that? Oh, you goofball. Stacy, you pulling Drew's chain?
No.
Well,
Of course she is.
My friend, hey, my friend's called.
Dusty, my name's Andy.
My friend's called for me on three-way.
Andy?
Yeah,
Andy, is Stacy pregnant?
she is.
How do you know?
I think she is.
All right. Hey, Andy,
Why
Yeah.
don't you get the pregnancy
why don't you
test
go
for
buy
her?
that pregnancy test for her?
I just might do that.
Yeah, why don't you do it? I don't know. Give it 6 or 8 months and then go do it.
Goofball.
I believe her. Do you believe her?
Nope.
You didn't think she's screwing around?
A little too giggly.
Yeah, but part of being screwed up is being inappropriate in situations.
It's possible. I'll give you that. It's a possible. Want to talk to him some more?
No. The point is
We get out early. You want
I don't know. Stacy?
Yeah?
All
Where
right.
were you when you had sex with this guy?
Well, I was at my friend's house. We snuck out, and he snuck in.
How old's the guy?
18.
And is he your boyfriend?
No.
He was.
Where'd you meet him?
Through his brother.
How'd you know his brother?
How I know his brother?
Yeah.
I met his brother at a football game.
What football game?
I'd buy it.
No, she's not.
You think she's lying?
I was this close.
Yeah, no, I buy it. I believe it. What's the guy's name?
Chad?
All right.
No, what if he's listening?
What kind of car does he drive?
That's a green Chevy truck.
All right.
All right.
All right. I buy it. Stacy, listen, sweetie pea, you better get yourself a pregnancy test.
I'll go buy one.
Go buy her one. And then what are you going to do? What if you're pregnant?
Then I don't know. I don't know whether I should hide it, tell my mom, 'cause my mom really don't like him at all.
Hey, can you get an abortion like age 14?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Okay.
In most states, anyway. But I believe you can do it without parental consent.
Do they have any kind of Planned Parenthood there?
No.
How do you know?
Here's a.
Well, they do in Springfield.
There you go, Stacy. Wait. I'm gonna give you a national Planned Parenthood number, and you can call them and talk about
All
all
right,
this.
well, hold on. Give her a second to grab a pad and pencil.
All right.
Stacy, I'll put you on hold. Get something to write with,
Or
other than a stick from the fire. Wow. You know what's amazing about this show? We talk to 14-year-olds that are smarter than we are, who know their way through the internet, know the computer, seem very well educated. And we've talked to 14-year-old girls on this show that seem like they're in their late 20s.
yeah.
And then we've talked to 14-year-olds that seem like somebody froze them like 150 years ago
Yeah.
and thawed them out in 1999. And they're like, huh? What? I got the seed in me, and
Somebody spermed.
someone spermed in me, and I don't know what. You know, it's like, what is your plan? I mean, you don't want your mom to find out. You think you're pregnant. I mean, you got to make a move. Go ahead,
Speaking
Drew.
of plan, the number for Planned Parenthood is 1-800-230-PLAN. 230-PLAN.
All right. Call that number and do something. And,
And, if you're
everybody.
pregnant, don't forget to consider adoption.
Right, but she doesn't want her mom to find out.
Ugh.
That is diabolical. Mom having the friend working at the only pharmacy in town.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anna,
Yes.
you're 25.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
I'm wondering, I'm calling about breast reduction
Oh,
surgery.
finally.
Yeah.
We have not had a breast reduction call in what feels like 4 years. I know I've only been doing the show for 3.5. But, Drew, really, we have not had one of these for a long time.
They don't call anymore because you attack them.
I do not.
For defiling the sanctity of the breast.
Mike, shut Drew's microphone off, please. Thank you. Thank you. All right, it's just me and you now, Anna. What's going on?
I saw you guys in Stanford. I just want to tell you, I saw you guys in Stanford, and I thought it was really funny. And I brought a friend with me who never has seen or heard you guys before, and now she's hooked. So
Oh, really?
I tell you that. Yeah.
Jeez, I thought I sucked, to tell you the truth.
Well, there were some slow points, but you were
Yeah.
pretty funny overall.
Overall?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Hour and a half. What do you want?
You know.
Yeah, I was kind of tired, though.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I could have done better, I think. So what's up with your breasts?
They're quite large, and I stand up all day at work, and I just hurt by the end. My back hurts by the end of the day, and it's just painful for me.
How big's the rest of you?
I'm sorry?
How big are you?
I'm about 5'5", 130,
And how large are the breasts?
36D.
36D.
Yeah.
Large, but not exceptionally, unusually large?
Well, pretty large for my frame, yeah.
5'5", 130 is, that's, yeah. I mean, that's not waif, but it's certainly not a big gal.
Well, thank you.
Well, no, I mean, that's a good size.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. But I just mean it's not like you're some Biafran child who's trying to hoist these big melons up. I mean, you're sort of in proportion, aren't you? I mean, you're a little busty.
Yeah, a little busty, but I do stand up all day, and I have, like, the trenches in my shoulders. And
Oh, boy. Well, that's the reason people do the surgery, is for all that. Are you sure you have the right kind of bras?
yeah, I wear support bras most of the time, and by the end of the day, it's just...
Why don't you get a job? Why don't they move you from the counter over to the back of the place or something?
Actually, I'm a sous chef, so it's kind of... can't really sit down at all.
Chef.
Oh,
Sous chef, just under the...
oh,
head.
just under the...
The head guy.
Oh, I didn't know what a sous chef
Sous means under.
Well,
Sous.
it's actually, there's an executive chef, an executive sous, and then sous chef, so I'm third in line.
Sous is
Give me
French.
another sous job, though.
Sous is just French for under.
I know, but where they use sous? They use sous...
Sous Secretary of State.
You know what I'm saying, Drew? Don't F around with me. Do they use sous in other occupations?
No.
Oh, okay. So it's a chef thing. It's
Yeah,
a
it's a
French
chef
thing.
thing. It's
Right.
Okay. You're making me nervous there. All right, so you're junior chef.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, come on. Let's call it what it is.
No,
And-
it's like apprentice. It's like moving on. I'm gonna move.
Actually, no, I was an apprentice before, and
Okay.
it's very different from that.
Okay.
What's your cuisine? Is it the French cuisine?
It's mostly California Nouveau, but it's kind of fused with French and Japanese also.
Yeah. Let me translate California Nouveau. We don't fully cook the vegetables, but we charge you twice as much.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Right. All right, so so you can't sit down. You got to stand there, chop, and do all that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
The women that have this procedure done for the reasons that you're looking into it are usually quite happy when they do it.
Okay.
And you know it's a big scar, right?
Yeah.
It's an inverted T, and it's a surgery. It's not without its risks, but if you decide it's important to you, then you want to do that.
She may get fired from the job, though. I just got to
Oh, for
warn you that.
Christ's
You never know why they hired her.
Wait a minute, somebody just dropped off the line here.
Oh, okay. Sarah,
Hi.
you're 14.
Yeah, I called about 2 weeks ago, and I was the one with the hotel incident. There was a guy cleaning
Yeah.
the hotel room. Yeah, remember?
Let me reenact this call,
Wow.
just to show you how much. And we never know when someone's going to call back
Yeah,
on the
but
show. We assume they won't.
the perpetrator really pissed you off.
Yeah.
You went to Colorado with your parents,
Right.
and it was for your uncle's wedding.
Yes.
And your folks left a day before you did.
No, they were...
I thought that's what you said.
They were out.
Oh, they were visiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were visiting my uncle.
Oh, I didn't get it that.
She was
I thought she left. But they left for the night, didn't
Those
they?
days, she got a bathing suit on.
I know. She was down by the pool, and then she went up to her room. But I was under the impression the whole call that your folks left
No, they
without
were
you.
like 6 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know how many times I could do it in 6 hours, John? It's just math. 7,000 times I could have sex. So you go down to the pool. You come back up to the room. You're in your bathing suit.
Yep.
There's a 19-year-old guy who is the sort of maid, bellhop guy. He's in your room. He's doing a little work on the place. You sit down on the foot of the bed with him because there's no place else to sit. You're in a hotel room. He says, I got to leave, but if you want, I can stay and we can make out. You agree to this. You make out. You have sex.
First time.
First time, you lose your virginity. Your folks come back. You don't say anything. You go back to your hometown. You write a letter.
Diary. Letter or diary?
No, letter.
Letter.
She writes a letter. She tells her friends what happened in the letter. She gives it to her mom and tells her mom, do not open this letter.
Yeah, that's
Her
right.
mom opens the letter. She reads what's going on. Dad calls the hotel, gives the management a piece of his mind. They fire the 19-year-old guy. And that's where we left
out
you.
the part where this guy said, I'll see you tomorrow. She went and tracked him down, and he was cleaning a room, and he wouldn't even talk to her.
Wouldn't even give her a kiss.
Yeah.
That's right.
We remember you, Sarah.
Now, Sarah,
Good.
I defy anyone to call up this show and say that we're not paying attention.
All right. Well,
Is that exactly what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The
Okay.
hotel, though, they didn't say they were going to fire him. They said that it was my parents' fault because they left me alone, so they weren't responsible.
Oh, your dad.
Oh, we didn't get that
Oh,
part.
your dad ought to hire himself a good attorney.
Yeah.
This is a good. Oh boy.
So my parents called a police detective, and so they talked to me, and I told them everything that happened. And then they told me that the next day they were going to talk to Dan, the guy. And so they talked to him, and I just found out today that they talked to the DA, and the DA said that he didn't think that I would be able to handle cross-examination, and that he didn't want to put me through that.
The DA didn't.
And the guy, Dan, he signed a letter saying that everything I said was true, and they won't prosecute.
Because he signed a letter that everything was true?
That I said about what happened was true.
Why wouldn't that cause them to prosecute?
Maybe just because they want to have him create some sort of record for him.
I don't know.
No, nothing's happening. Nothing's going to happen to him.
No, I know he's not going to jail or anything like that, but if he signs a letter that says the things that he had sex with an underage person and that's like on file, then if he gets caught again, isn't he in sort of worse trouble than he would be?
My mom asked the detective guy, and he said that, my mom said, is anything going to stop him from doing this again? And the guy said no.
Well, nothing is going to stop him from doing it again, but you know what I'm saying? Would he be in more trouble if he did do it again because of this
admonition?
This past, even though he wasn't convicted of anything, where he signed this letter?
They said no.
Did you explore the route that I just explained with them?
No.
Oh,
I didn't get to talk to them.
All right,
Okay,
so what's
all right.
going on now? What can we do for you?
Well, I was just wondering if there's anything else I can do, because my mom's going to see an attorney.
I would see an attorney. Absolutely. Oh,
Well, you're really, Sarah, last time we talked to you, you were sort of like, yeah, I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
So now you've kind of changed, right?
Yeah.
You're into it.
You're into justice, right?
Yeah.
Why, I mean, I think that's good, but on the other hand, I'll tell you, if I was 14, I'd be like, oh, Ma, please, put the phone book down.
Yeah.
Let me go to school. Let's just forget about it.
Get it over with. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do, but in order to do that, I have to do everything my parents are saying.
Well, do you find...
It might be...
Do you find, by the way, that, I mean, is your feeling that if you can help your parents, it's going to help the situation?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? That if you somehow collude with your parents, they won't be so mad at you.
Yeah.
Are your parents mad at you?
Well, my mom wasn't mad at me until today.
Yeah.
And then she went over the whole thing about my judgment and everything. It was like everything all over again.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
they called and said it was my fault, not
well, be that as it may, Sarah, I'm glad your parents are taking an opportunity to do some parenting.
Yeah. And wow, this is the most refreshing call we've ever had.
Why?
I just mean sort of kids being kids and parents being parents.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in their nice and neat into the role.
Yeah.
I mean, S happens in life, and bad things happen to good people and all that. But this is a nice change of pace where someone is actually fighting back, doing something about it, taking appropriate steps and measures.
That and it could have an effect on Sarah, this whole thing. And I need to figure out...
Listen, Drew, seriously, I would say that 65 to 70% of females wish they would have waited longer before they lost their virginity.
Absolutely.
And I would say that 35 to 40 of them are between 14 and 15 and lose it to a guy who's 17, 18.
Yeah, but the 14-year-olds that we talk to usually have repercussions of it. I mean, it doesn't go away without an effect.
I don't see this. She's pretty stable. Comes from a good environment and everything.
Yeah.
I don't. She doesn't sound real scarred. I don't think it's going to destroy her world.
All right.
Parents are kind of freaked though.
If I were that dad, I would be I would not let up.
Would you be pissed at your daughter?
I'd be pissed at my daughter, and I would tell her. I mean, we'd have a lot of talks about it, and I'd go after that hotel. I'm more pissed at the hotel than I am at the kid. The 19-year-old jack off acting as such, and the hotel not owning up to it.
Yeah.
I'm pissed now.
Yeah. I'm not going to let my daughter have a two-piece. That's where the trouble started here. I'm going to have her wear I'm going to have her wear a windsock from the airport. Ow!
and hop around.
Just hop around. And say, honey, put your arms by your side. I'm going to take this. I'll take the big end of the wind sock. I'll pull it down over you to your feet, so it just hangs down between like your around your shin, between your ankles.
I thought you were
and
going to
your
just
knees.
stand in like a sack.
No, I'll let her pop her head through the small opening
I
at the
see.
top.
I see. Okay.
And then she can hop around. And if we can tip her over into the pool if she gets hot, and then of course take a few of us to get her out of the pool and roll her back onto the deck. But she won't be able to use her arms, and it's just being that sock. And we'll always know which way the wind's blowing.
Whatever.
All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be back.
Loveline. Be right back in a minute. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hey, it's the Loveline. You know, I just remembered that Ione Skye was supposed to come in here tonight. Apparently she got some kind of food poisoning or something, so says producer Ann. What time did she call you today? Oh, she didn't call. Her people call?
4 o'clock today is when we got the call that she wouldn't be making it this evening. So,
Food poisoning?
yeah, whatever.
Got hold of some bad tuna?
Yeah.
So did they reschedule or something like that?
No,
There,
didn't even attempt it.
Oh, okay.
So, whatever.
All right. And she cancanceled out a month ago
They
or
pulled
something,
her
didn't
about
she?
a month ago, so you know what? Seriously.
Okay. Who
Who needs
cares?
that?
Listen,
Whatever.
you know, it's just more me to go around. You know what my take is.
Exactly.
I wish the
And we
show
love that.
was an hour longer. Drew wouldn't show up, and there was no calls. That's my take on this show. Hey, look at the cat dragging in stuff.
Hey,
Drew, everybody.
drugs.
Drew, cool down.
That's fine.
All right, we're going back to the phones. What is the phone number here, Drew?
1-800-LOVE-191.
That's the
Fax
one.
us at 310-854-4455.
That's right. And you know what, Drew?
What?
Somebody said something to me about gambling today, and it reminded me, we haven't really gambled.
No, I've been aware of that in like 3 months, 4 months.
Has it been that long?
It's been a while.
We gotta get back to our gambling groove.
It's been too easy.
All right,
I mean,
all right, but we gotta do some gambling.
All right.
And we did a sort of a half-ass gamble last week,
All
I
right.
think.
Here's an opportunity for gambling, I bet.
You think so?
Go to that quick.
Okay. Donna,
Yes,
you're 23.
I'm 23.
What's going on?
I'm actually calling about the situation you were talking about, the 19-year-old guy who had sex with a 14-year-old girl.
Uh-huh.
And I was just kind of wondering why you weren't kind of demanding more responsibility on her part for what she did with him.
Well,
For actually having sex with him and not, all of a
There's
sudden...
two reasons. One is if the parents weren't already doing that, you would have heard a lot from us. But she was making it clear and had made it clear at our previous call the parents were doing their job. Secondly, in the eyes of the law, she can't render consent.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. But most of the there was a caller a couple of minutes ago that was 14 and that was possibly pregnant. And there's obviously responsibility that has to be taken on her part. This girl didn't make it sound like she.
Well, yeah, but
she didn't want to have it. She was willing. She regretted it afterwards.
listen, the 14-year-old that called earlier and said she was pregnant, we basically chastised her to get a pregnancy test. We didn't really get too much into the sex and what she was doing.
Right.
So, I mean, it's not completely analogous, or if it is, we didn't get down on her for having the sex either. We just concentrated on her finding out whether she was pregnant or not. Listen, I agree with you, and nobody has to tell me to yell at our listeners and tell them to take some personal responsibility. But she was in enough, I mean, she learned her lesson 1,000 times over.
Right, but I think that what I'm saying is it's not so much about yelling at her, but why is it all of a sudden she did something that she regretted? It's okay to press charges and to affect someone else's life. Okay, the guy was 19.
He raped her.
Did he rape her?
That's a rape.
Well, technically.
Technically, it's
rape light,
rape.
we like to call it.
But, depending on what state you're in, the age varies. It's, 16 in some states, 17 in some
All right,
states.
but listen.
So that's saying that that year makes a big difference.
A big difference.
Yeah,
Does it, though? Between 16 and 17, one state says 16 is okay, and the
he
other
is a
state says 17?
wait.
Listen,
Donna, let's be clear
he's-
about this. He's a criminal. Let's be very clear about this. He
listen.
has broken the law.
There's two things going on here. One, it's not 16, 17. She's 14, and he's 19.
Right.
And the next thing is she was staying at a hotel, and this guy was an employee, which makes it a little dicier for me.
It's the responsibility.
If this is the guy who lived next door to her, if they'd been out on a couple dates, if it was something like that, it wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have pressed for the legal action as much. But when you go to a hotel with your kids, you got to know that they're going to be okay. And he was an employee.
It was even when Dr. Drew said, or maybe it was you who asked her if she was doing this more because now it's going to make her parents happy.
Right.
That's what my concern is. My concern is, okay, she's 14. Yeah, that's very young. But she did something and...
Well, all right, but Donna,
hold on.
Be much clearer, clear about what your issue is. What is your issue? What is your issue?
My issue is that I don't...
Forget about this case. In general, what did this trigger in you, this case?
I think that it just upset me that she's pressing charges, and it doesn't seem like she feels violated, or that it's not like she's taking any responsibility for what she did. And I think at 14, you can take some responsibility for what you do. I mean, you can walk into your high school and you can do horrible things there, and you can actually have sex, and you have a choice to say no, and she didn't.
I know, but what did you want us to tell her? I mean, the first time I talked to her when she was explaining the story and telling me that the guy asked her if she wanted to make out, and she said yes. I told her it was her fault then.
Right, I know.
Right.
So I'm not going to retell her that because we've moved on to the legalities of this. Hold on.
Wait, why is it an important issue for her?
I think we should do a little gambling.
All right.
Do some gambling? Hang on, Donna. Donna's got a little energy.
Oh, yeah.
Donna's got a little energy in this department. It's something that feels... something that feels familiar to her, perhaps. But on the other hand, she's got a little edge to her.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's going to be a real easy nut to crack.
No,
I don't think she's going to want to...
She reminds me of some of the people I just saw on the tape.
Admit to much.
Right?
Yeah. All right, Drew, why does my dollar look so pristine? My dollar looks like it's worth $1.25, and yours looks like it's worth 45 cents.
It's because I'm giving it to you, probably.
All right. Okay.
I may be giving it to you anyway.
All right. You go first.
Oh, I have no idea. All right, she's angry. She has some stuff about 14-year-olds and responsibility. I'm going to say she was, reared by... I'm going to just...
Go ahead.
Yeah, she's going to go for a
hippie parents?
Flyer. No, missionary parents. Like she was out in the bush somewhere. And
really?
Had to fend for herself a lot growing up, and was able to do that. And as painful as that was for her, was able to find those resources. Either that or had an awful breakup, was alone for some reason, everybody died in a car accident or something like that.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to think.
Away from her.
On one hand, I want to say when she was young, she had an older boyfriend, but then, I don't know if that works.
No, because then she'd be pissed at the guy, and we didn't get pissed enough at him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we didn't get pissed enough at her. Yeah, but she would be defending that.
Might be defending the guy if...
Life. Maybe mom.
Her dad was a criminal. Maybe her dad was a child abuser. Maybe her dad went to jail for child abuse.
Yeah.
In a spurious case, dad was a teacher, got accused.
Oh.
How about that?
All right. I'm going. Dad left mysterious charges.
Okay.
That's bizarre. Donna.
Yeah.
All right. Which is it? Raised by missionaries or dad left on some trumped-up pedophile charge?
I didn't grow up in a bush. I wasn't molested by my father. My father was never in jail. I think it's probably closer that I kind of had hippie parents, and I just don't agree.
Oh, I should have went with the hippie parents.
Yeah, I just don't really agree with the whole age barrier thing.
When did you lose your virginity?
I lost it when I was 16.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, I was kind of old.
How old was the guy?
The guy was 17.
That's all kind of average.
Anything before then?
No.
No, but...
No? Just the hippie parents?
Hippie parents.
What did the hippie parents do?
What do they do?
Yeah, I mean, how do you know they were hippie parents?
I guess because they got married in the 70s.
How did it manifest itself? Did they smoke pot?
Yeah, they got married to each other because they looked good to each other on acid. That was the story.
Oh, really? Oh, man, I was so close with, my hippie parent was my sort of initial thing.
But it was
Drew started spinning me off in outer space. Huh?
It was relatively a healthy upbringing. It wasn't...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that just because someone's 14, it kind of goes back to what you guys were saying before. There are some 14-year-olds that are socially ready to deal with sex, and there's some 14-year-olds that just aren't.
And please don't think because we talk about the behavioral results of early traumas, we are not advocating personal responsibility. What we're trying to do is get everybody's awareness to the point where they don't delude themselves to the fact that they're being responsible. I acknowledge that they're on autopilot, and then beginning taking responsibility to change that.
Right, but I don't know if Donna, please.
Well, she's fine. She's fine.
Cassandra?
Yeah?
You're 21.
Yep.
What's going on? The pot's going to ride, Drew. Speaking of the hippie parents. What's going on with you?
Okay, well, when I go to have sex with my boyfriend, it's like once we start having sex, I get nauseous, and I mean, half the time I have to stop because I literally have to go get sick.
Do you vomit?
Yeah.
Perfectly natural.
How long has this been going on for?
It's been going on for like 3 months. He was gone for 6 months in Korea.
Do you have any pain or anything prior to the nausea?
Like the intercourse.
Yeah.
That's a little bit painful.
Why don't you get checked out there?
I have been checked out.
And
I mean, there's, I did the whole STD check and all that, and it was okay.
And you told the doctor about your vomiting?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Cassandra. We've had this question before.
Yeah, but not with somebody who's... It's always been with somebody who's disgusted by their partner or having real serious emotional
You have any emotional issues? Did he bang any hookers while he was over there?
I hope not. I mean, I wasn't there.
You're not bothered. You don't disdain him for any reason. You're not mad at him.
Not really mad. It just... It hasn't been the same since he came back, I mean, he just came back into my life and expects everything to be the same.
Well, maybe you're pissed.
I think you're mad.
And that kind of intimacy, when it's not the way it's supposed to be, can be a very overwhelming experience. Very unpleasant.
Well, so why did he just come back into your life and expect that? I mean, he didn't communicate with you while he was over there?
Well, yeah, we wrote and we called, but we only got like 1 10-minute phone call a week.
Yeah, but... how long has he been your boyfriend?
3.5 years.
So he's your boyfriend for 3.5 years. So at the 3-year mark or at the 2 3/4 year mark, he's going off to Korea.
Right.
And why do you say, he just comes back and waltzes right back into my life? I mean, if you have a relationship with someone for well over 2 years and then they're going to go away for service for 6 months and then come back, don't you have that agreement with him? It's not like he waltzed back into your life, is it?
Well, I mean, I had an agreement with him. I'm not saying I didn't. It's just that...
Yeah. You don't have any kids, do you?
Not me personally, no.
He does?
No, I have custody of my little sister.
What did you come
Family's a mess?
Of course.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, your dad's an idiot?
Well, my dad isn't really
do you know him?
Part of it. It's her dad who's the idiot.
Different dad.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so your mom's a piece of work?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, baby. All right, you got to get out of this relationship now.
I got to get out of the relationship with him.
Yeah, I don't trust you.
Either that or she's sabotaging it, just getting too close.
Something's going on. Listen, Cassandra.
Yes.
For some reason, you have a little anger toward this boyfriend of yours, right?
I guess, but...
But why?
I don't know why.
Okay, but you seem like you're kind of done with the relationship. Don't you?
I don't want to be.
You don't?
No.
Okay, well, why don't you guys get a little counseling and see if the vomiting goes away?
Okay.
Well, listen, I don't know what to tell her. She says he comes back from Korea and he waltzes right back into my life like nothing's changed. Well, and it's like, well, where'd you think he was going?
This is one of those, what? Lots of missing pieces to the puzzle. Lots. She's not telling us anything about him.
Right.
Or what he did, or what he's like, or, why she's mad. There's a lot there. We're not going to get it.
Okay. Well, you know what, Drew? It's Thursday. I'm fine with that. Thursday's a half-ass advice night on Loveline. We're only interested in helping every fifth caller. We're going to take a break. I'm going to vomit, and we'll be back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Phone number's 1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
KFMA.
Hey, the Loveline.
Go ahead.
1-800-LOVE-191 is the phone number. Drew?
Are not transitions the hardest part of any kind of presentation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting from one thing to the next.
Clearly. And I'd like to say to McMullen from the Judson High School, who wrote a review of our book, the Dr. Drew and Adam book, in the San Antonio Express News.
Fantastic.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, they got color now.
Yeah.
Every paper's got color.
Sure.
Remember that was a big deal?
Yeah.
Hey, there's a color picture in a newspaper.
Yeah.
Freak out. Jared?
Hey. Cool.
Jared, you're 24. Yeah, what's going on? You're 24 years young.
Young. Hey, listen, last night I was listening to your show, and you had the Insane Clown Posse on.
Oh, those guys.
And boy, they're wild, huh?
Oh, I was almost sad that that last reaction by, what's his name, Silent J? Violent J?
Violent J.
Came at the end. He flew out of his skin.
Oh, with the nipple clamp?
Oh, he flew out of his skin, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was talking a little bit of his anxiety problem before that, and I thought, this is an interesting reaction this guy had. It was amazing.
What was your comment about them, Jared?
Hey, well, anyway, they said something yesterday about, last night about Bobcat, how they didn't like him based on a racial slur perhaps he made or something like that. Do you recall this?
No, they said they didn't like him because he got skinny.
There was something about a race.
He said they saw him, I don't know, take a swipe at Arsenio or something.
Oh.
And so
I
that's
considered it racially motivated.
Right.
Maybe inappropriate.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. Nonetheless, it was shortly after that, they started making a lot of comments to a gal who I guess, hinted that she was perhaps overweight.
Yeah.
Right.
And they started writing about fat chicks can do this, and you got to open those fat legs.
You know what, Jared? And by the way, trying to stop those guys, even when we're here in the studio, is like trying to slow down a freight train. I mean, really, it is. Oh.
There was no stopping.
And you speak up to them, and they go faster. They go more, and they come at you.
They're big and they're scary too. You just tend to want to agree with them.
They really are.
Well, where I'm coming from, and Adam, you've touched on this before.
I know exactly where you're heading here.
Big people,
they're so discriminated against.
Nothing to protect them.
Yes, we're with you.
How big is your butt?
I'm skinny.
Yeah.
Right.
But I come from a big family.
Yeah.
And just recently, even my sister, I mean, she I went to see her at work, and some gal made a comment, well, Jamie's always got food, and, and something like that. Well, that's, all right. You can see this.
Now, we are in total agreement, so what should we do about this?
That's what I'm curious about, because a week later, my sister said something, called her a greaser in conversation and joking, and my sister ended up having to answer to her boss why she called this woman.
Was she Mexican?
Yes.
Yeah.
A greaser.
Oh, do they call them greasers?
Well, I guess a long time ago.
When we were in high school.
I thought greasers were Fonzie was a greaser.
This is what I thought. What was that, The Outsiders?
Yeah, that was greaser.
Yeah.
So maybe think of wetback.
Evidently, a long time ago, they used to also be disregarded.
Oh, okay.
The Mexicans. But my sister wouldn't even know this. She was just talking about how greasy her hair was.
All right.
But...
well, here's the thing. If you call somebody of a particular nationality a name that is anything other than a-hole, I think it would be considered a racial slur.
But and listen, what should we do about this? Because we agree with you that that's a
What
popular...
can be done?
There's nothing.
Well, it can happen. I mean, think about it. Throughout history, handicapped people were ostracized and discriminated against, and that's sort of improving recently.
But now, every once in a while, they have like a husky rally.
Yeah.
It's like fat chicks against discrimination, and then everyone just makes fun of them.
But it needs to get some teeth in it the way other sorts of protections have. I mean, why shouldn't they have the same protection as? I guess we're all tired of all that.
Listen, here's the big problem. Pardon the pun. People believe that when it comes to a religion or an ethnicity, you have no choice in the matter, which is true for the most part. But when it comes to your weight, you're that way because you're a big, lazy, sloppy pig. That's what people think. And it's not true. It really isn't. I mean, I don't want to burst everyone's bubble.
It's genetic.
But most of the overweight people you'll see, it's a genetic problem, and especially when you're 17, in fact.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay.
But
listen, if you're in your 50s, maybe that's something else.
But
even that's a lot of chance. Would you shut your pie hole for a second, Drew, and let me finish my fat-ass rant? But when some poor kid is 16, 17 years old, or even in their early 20s, and they're big and husky, that's pretty much a gene thing. Yeah, you got to eat to keep it up. But I'm telling you, my mom's had a big ass. My mom had a big ass when she was born, and she'll take that big ass to the grave with her, and that's her shape. You know what I mean? My mom's been on a diet for like 35 years and is not fat, but my mom eats like tofu and tap water and is still perpetually 20 pounds overweight.
There are a number of things that people have that our society hasn't caught up with, that we've always thought they somehow were attached to a weakness.
Right.
And we still behave according, like alcoholism or eating too much.
But look at it this way. We make fun of bald guys all the time, too, and that's another thing. You know, your hair falls out at 25. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
But the point is that most of the behavioral stuff that people really have genetic predispositions for, or body habitus stuff, I mean, just fundamental parts of themselves, we still haven't sort of caught up to that knowledge yet, that we understand that's a genetically based
But let me just say this one more time and be clear about it. All of the people out there, whatever your race, whatever your religion, you swear you're being discriminated against, you will not feel the kind of discrimination that fat people feel. Yeah. And for that matter, short people.
Huh?
Hey, listen, if
you've been defending that one for a long time.
Well, would you listen? When you're 5'1", like if you're a guy and you're 5 foot tall,
you've been very kind to midgets.
You're screwed. I'm trying to put them to work. What are you talking about, Drew? I'm going to work in my shop, making me toys. All right, Drew, where are you going? Decided it was time to take a break? Okay, very well.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why? You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hey, it's Loveline. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout, and we'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station. The new rock. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
You know that article I mentioned? It's by Ashley McCullen.
Oh, is that what that is?
Ashley McCullen.
Well, where's the guy's first name?
It's a girl.
Well, where's the girl's first name?
They screwed
okay.
it up down here. They had it.
Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, very nice article on the on our book, written in what newspaper?
San Antonio something. Express News.
Oh, it all sounds good. All right, Drew? Yeah. Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. You ready to go?
This next question, this could be my wife calling. Joanne?
Joanne?
Hi.
You're 25.
Hi.
What's going on?
I have not been able to sleep for about 3 weeks. I mean, I finally get to sleep eventually, but it's about sometimes 1, 2, 3 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot kick it. I've tried everything. I've tried actually staying up all night and then through the next day and then going to bed. I've tried herbal teas. I've even tried sleeping pills, and I don't really like taking them.
Wait a minute. What is this? This says something different.
Yes. I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine earlier about this because I've been so goddamn tired over the last month and a half. And as anyone who listens to this show with any regularity knows, I always had difficulty falling asleep. And I've always been a bad sleeper.
You're better now?
Me too.
Yeah, I've been running myself so silly and burning myself out. I mean, I don't go home until I get home from this show.
Find when I'm overworking, I sleep great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you're sleeping well now.
Well, I get home 12:30. I watch a little TV. Take care of some personal business. Have a glass of red wine, and by 1:45, 2 o'clock, I hit the pillow and I go down good.
Good.
Now,
well, see, you've been working hard your whole life. That's what's been missing here.
No, listen. When I used to swing a hammer and everything, I was out in the sun framing houses for 9-10 hours. I still didn't have that sleep right.
Napped in the middle of the day. You still take a 2-hour nap in the middle of the day.
Listen, pusso! I don't need this crap from you. I'm saying, for me personally, I have to burn myself out just to sleep like a normal person.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do. I'm wondering if it could have anything to do with my husband. He's sort of... I don't want to... I'm glad he's out of town, but he's sort of boring. During the day after he gets home from work, he just wants to watch TV. He goes, works on the art or whatever, but he's not really ever... It just seems like, unless it's the weekend, he's not into doing anything except for lounging around.
How long have you been married?
A year. We've been together for 6 years, though.
You sure you're not in a panic about this marriage?
No. We are really close. We have a great relationship. But
all right, except for that. Except for
you blaming him about your sleep disorder?
Yeah, except for that. Could you be in a panic about this relationship?
I don't see why I could, because I feel so comfortable with him.
Well, let's just say...
Being comfortable and him... Go ahead.
Well, listen, let's not try to force her into panicking over something she's saying she's not panicking about. But my question is why does he even enter into the equation?
Well, because before we got together, I was more active, I think, and I've adjusted my lifestyle a little bit. Now, I'm thinking maybe my whole family lives back in Michigan, too, and we recently moved out here. And so my whole life has changed. I haven't really met a lot of people.
This is my favorite part of the show. What here? Where are you living?
Sorry, I'm in Lodi, California.
See? I was thinking Lodi myself.
Stuck in Lodi.
Whenever someone says moved out here, what do you think, Drew?
Either Springfield, Missouri, or Lodi, California.
Lodi. Yeah, I think Lodi.
But Joanne, one of the things that happens when people have downtime, particularly for people that are used to using activities as a way of feeling okay, is that you start to have more substantial, genuine affect or feelings. And if they're feelings that you've been kind of running away from or using activities as a way of distancing yourself from, you can get a lot of anxiety and depression and sleep disturbances. Yeah. So that may be where the husband entered into this, is that he's forcing her to slow down and not do anything, and she's starting to have some feelings, and it's very uncomfortable.
I'm going with that, Drew. Yeah. And listen, if you want to remain active, remain active. Why is it that women have to go dancing? Here's what I'm saying. If I want to get active, you know what I do? I go down to the garage and beat the crap out of my heavy bag for a few rounds. I go over the field and I fly my model airplane, or I go do whatever, help my buddy work on his house or something. I work on my house. I don't need my partner to go out and sort of crack a whip. You know what I mean? Like women go, I'm bored, I never go anywhere, I can't leave the house, I'm getting a flabby ass, I'm not being active because the husband is watching TV.
Right.
Now, you don't have to break up the relationship, but does he have to take you out ballroom dancing, or couldn't you just go for a run?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What is it with women? You know what I mean? Guys, Drew, you're perfectly content to just go out for a run, aren't you?
Yep.
I mean, if Susan wants to watch Night Heat or whatever, one of those crappy Stephen J. Cannell turds that she labels genius.
Femme Nikita now. That's her big thing.
All right, but what is she like? Miami Heat? Or what is those crappy syndicated shows?
Stockings.
Silk Stockings. All right, she was going to watch Silk Stockings. You want to go out for a run, you go out for a run, right?
Yep.
Or go whatever. If you had a masculine hobby, let's say hypothetically, you want to go work on your car or something like that.
Right.
So she just needs to go do that.
Yeah.
And the fact that she kind of blames her husband, but then in the same breath says, everything's fine, I worry about just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. But he's not the reason you're not sleeping.
Well, secondarily, it's not.
Because you're thinking about something.
Right.
Kathy.
Hi.
You're 16.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I have a question about alcohol.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I got so much little girl voice here. We got to gamble. Yeah, we got to gamble.
That's the bet. Go ahead, make your bet, and then we'll find out what the question is first.
Something happened, and that voice is young.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real young.
Why Jello, Mom?
Yeah. Younger. I'd say 6, 7 years old. 6, 7 years old.
Yeah.
Something happened. Dad died. Molestation. Dad.
Something in there.
Died on her. What are you saying, Drew?
Some
All right, I'm
repeated traumas of some type.
I'm going with big time trauma at 6.
Yeah, I'll go with foster homes.
Foster homes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kathy?
Yeah?
Okay, what's your problem? Ask your question, please.
Okay, well, I drink socially with my parents. Like, if we go, like, to a friend's house and they're serving wine, they let me have a little bit of wine.
Yeah.
So, when I drink it, I get this burning sensation in my cheeks, and my cheeks turn red, and then I feel like I'm going to faint.
Are you Asian?
No, I'm Caucasian.
Because Asians tend to do that. They lack an enzyme that breaks down the alcohol from acetaldehyde to other compounds.
Okay.
And they get this flush and can feel nauseated.
Acetaldehyde?
Acetaldehyde.
Huh?
Is that what alcohol is?
No, that's what it breaks into and then accumulates.
Uh-huh.
They're lacking acetaldehyde dehydrogenase, which is the enzyme that breaks that down further.
Well, no duh.
And such as it is, it can be very uncomfortable, and it helps protect people against alcoholism because they aren't as apt to drink heavily when they get that reaction.
Yeah. Businessmen, the Asian businessmen seem to have found a way to drink through that
Yes, they
stage.
have. Yes, they do. And also sulfites in red wine can cause funny reactions like that, too.
Well, what are you worried about, Kathy? You're 16. You don't like booze anyway, right?
Well, no, I don't really like drinking anyway, so.
Okay. But now you go, now things are sounding okay. Your parents together?
Yeah, they've been together for 25 years.
Huh? You a virgin?
Ooh,
Yes, I am.
I was going to go with some medical problem.
Oh, really? You want to change your answer?
No.
Are you a little person?
No, I'm a big girl. I'm about 5'10", 6 feet.
No, you're not.
Yes, I swear I am.
This reminds me of a Rugrats episode I saw where Tommy and Chucky get their heads on grown-up bodies.
Boy, this guy's making that dropping acid or something? What are you talking about?
It's a dream Tommy has.
Oh, okay. Kathy, so, well, hold on a second now.
Okay.
You're 5'10" to 6 foot tall?
Yes, I am.
You're 16 years old?
Yeah.
How much you weigh?
Oh, I don't really want to say.
Over 200?
Yeah.
Wow. You, hey, Kathy?
Yeah?
Repeat this line for me, would you please?
Okay.
More Jell-O, Mom.
More Jell-O, Mom. More Jell-O, Mom.
Oh,
it's uncanny.
Pretty good. Now, one more time with some real enthusiasm this time, okay? 1, 2, 3.
More Jell-O, Mom.
Do it again there, Mike.
More Jell-O, Mom.
I think Kathy may become the gold standard.
You may have replaced our last. I think the last
Jell-O,
one.
Mom.
I think the last voice was like 22 years old who said more Jell-O, Mom.
That's
though.
true. That's
so
true.
She's got you beat by a couple of years. So Kathy, you are almost 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
And you're over a couple 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really quite a big girl. But yet you have the voice of a pixie.
Yeah, well, a lot of people tell me that.
Yeah. Now, here's our question.
Okay.
It sounds like your family's doing okay. But normally, when we talk to people that have the little girl voice, something happened way back when. Not necessarily, rape or incest or anything, but just something.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
Well, I wasn't molested or anything like that, but we have had problems with our family. We haven't seen them for about 5 years because stuff happened with my grandma dying and stuff. So, that's about it. Nothing really traumatic happened to me.
You're with your parents all the way through your childhood?
Yes.
And just your grandmother died?
Yeah, my grandmother died, and my dad's mom died, like, when I was very little. I hardly even knew her.
Right.
And I never knew my dad's father. He died alone.
Yeah, but
did that throw your parents into a depression? They ended up in a psychiatric hospital or something? Or
No.
why would that even be something you bring up, is what I'm wondering.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, what's your dad do for a living?
He's an engineer. Or actually, he got laid off, but...
Okay. So, nothing happened when you were 7 years old? You weren't attacked or bitten by a dog or anything traumatic?
No, I was almost kidnapped, but I got away.
Okay.
Ooh.
I was, I think 14 when that happened.
14?
Yeah.
That doesn't go...
That's a little late. You sure you weren't attempted to be... someone didn't attempt to kidnap you when you were, like, 7?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Oh,
Nothing happened.
Just lost a buck there. How is it someone tried to kidnap you when you're 14?
Well, me and my mom were going to Weight Watchers at the time, so they tell you to exercise a lot, so I would walk every day, and I was walking down the street, and this guy pulled up in a van, and he said, "What's your name?" Stuff like that. "I won't hurt you, just get in the van." And I was like, I just kept walking, I didn't say anything, and he drove off, and he was about to turn around, and I just ran home, and my aunt, who I don't see anymore at the time, she called the cops, and then my mom called the cops, and we reported him.
Yeah.
But
why don't you see your aunt anymore?
Huh?
How come you don't see your aunt anymore?
Oh, it's just this big thing with my grandma and stuff, so.
Okay, wow. Is your mom big?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's...
Hereditary. All right, baby.
Okay.
Take care of yourself. Don't worry about the booze. You keep that walking, keep up that Weight Watchers.
Right.
Okay, I just want to say I love you guys, and I love the show. I listen every night.
We love you.
Thanks,
Okay.
Take
See you
care.
later.
Yeah, something with the aunt. We don't talk to the aunt anymore because the grandma died.
It's either she is so immature that something awful erupted and they really never explained it to her and she just sort of got the residual emotional effects, or it's nothing and she just has thin vocal cords.
We are, that's the only thin part. We are 0 for 2 here, Drew.
Yeah,
are we not?
Money's still sitting here.
We have lost our touch.
Well, we're going for further reach.
We're going for we're going for very specific things there. But my goodness,
that one I thought would have been a layup.
It was bizarre. Shannon,
Hello.
you're 24.
How you guys doing?
No, we're confused. I don't know which way's up anymore.
Should we bet on Shannon?
Oh, Adam, first of all, I have to tell you your sarcasm and your analogies are awesome. I totally back up your politics.
Oh, really?
I
Good.
love you. I'm preaching them. I'm quoting you. You're the man.
Thank you.
And Drew, you're a great role model for all
Mole.
the fathers and husbands. And
Thank you.
both are so insightful.
Oh.
I got all that out.
Okay.
My problem is I'm gay and I'm in the military.
Wow.
Yeah. And the last time I dated was about 2 years ago, and this girlfriend called me, and she called me about 4 days ago, and it's very strange because, I intentionally sabotaged the relationship. I have a real difficulty. I get along with men great, however, with other lesbians, I'm classified as being I'm very isolative, and I'm not able to really... I don't know if it's the restraint of acting out because I'm in the Navy or...
Who classified you?
I'm sorry?
When you say classified as, was that an official classification? Or that's just something you've seen, that's just the way you behave?
In Lesbonia, there's various classes.
No, that's...
What do you do in the Navy?
Navy. Did I tell you I'm in the Navy?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I work in the medical field.
That was a good cover, by the way. Yeah. Hey, I hope, listen, I hope you're never captured by the enemy. You're going to crack, like, on the way to the camp. Jesus
oh my
Christ.
God, my friends are laughing at me, yeah.
Oh, man.
Totally.
Hey, are there any good-looking women in that Navy?
Oh, there's tons.
You know,
tons. They're mostly lesbians, too.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to figure. And let me...
Why do you figure that?
Oh, please, Drew, come on.
Why?
Straight chicks in the Navy. Give me a break. Listen, here's what I want to say. Isn't it true that whenever they're talking gays in the military, gay this and gay that and don't ask and don't tell and all this nonsense, they're pretty much just talking about guys, right?
Yeah. Unless you have to take orders from a female, then that's a whole different story.
But technically, what I mean is technically when they say gay in the military, they mean female or male. But all the talk that the politicians do, they're really talking about guys. Because here's the thing about the service, and it's an unspoken thing, but I know it very clearly. They don't want gay men in the military because gay men are, a little quimby, right?
Right.
But they do want gay women because gay women are more like men. Right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, you'd listen, would you rather be attacked by 100 lesbians or 100 straight chicks? You know what I mean? I mean, I think 100 motivated lesbians could kick the ass of like 1,500, like Ann and her friends.
You're awesome.
I really mean that. I hope you take that in the spirit in which it's intended. All right, so you get a little weird in your relationships when they start getting a little intimate.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've just become, well, not just become, over about 2 years now. I'm very isolative. I'm going to school. I go to college.
But you hear us talk to people that do this all night, right?
I'm sorry?
You hear us talk to people that do this sort of thing in their relationships all the time, right?
Yeah.
That it's about avoiding intimacy. Something about intimacy is painful to you, and so you push it away. Now, not only do you push it away when you got it, but you're isolated, so you don't have any opportunity for it as well.
Did anything drive you into this field of lesbianism, or is this a personal choice?
Actually, it was, I don't know, ever since I was young, I mean, I would look at little girl magazine. I mean, you know, my dad would have his
Right. But here's the question. It was anything abnormal happened? You know, Dad, was he abusive? Or
No, very, very.
He was very abusive.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
So that can kind of... You see, here's my hypothesis. When a girl has an abusive dad, she usually just hooks up with abusive guys for the rest of her life.
Right.
But if your dad's abusive enough, or if she's close enough to lesbonia, you go, hey, forget guys altogether.
So if the biology is right.
The biology is right, and then the moon is in the 7th house.
And probably,
Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Mom has something to do with that choice, right?
Yeah, you make the smart...
My mom's dead, so...
What?
And that's
Your
why
mom's
I'm
dead.
trying to find my mom and
Yes.
these
Right.
relationships are...
All right, so, well, you make the smart choice. You got an abusive dad. Who needs a guy?
Right, and then...
But you still have residual effects of just bad relationships, and I think you transfer that to any relationship.
But then she goes over to Mom, who she really desperately wants, and any potential mom is going to leave her. There's abandonment issues. Mom died when she was little.
Were you little when your mom died?
That's intense.
Oh, yeah. Your mom died when you were little?
Yeah, it's about 6.
So you just got left with a sort of abusive dad?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I can feel it from Shannon. I mean, that all those abandonment issues and that desire to reconnect again.
So Shannon,
this is sort of a great fertile ground for therapy if you want to sort this out and stop sort of messing up your relationships with all this old garbage.
Yeah. I don't mind a messed up relationship when you're a lesbian, though. I really don't.
Not?
You
What
know
does that
why?
mean?
Why? A little oral sex, everyone goes their own way.
So there's no real commitment there?
No, I'm saying is, when we have our screwballs who call up this show, they get in these screwed up relationships. They're 18, 19 years old. They have an 8-month run. There's a kid.
Yeah.
Now they go their own way, and the guy knocks up somebody else, and the chick gets pregnant by somebody else. I mean, they start 3 or 4 families before their fertile years are through.
Right.
Some chick wants to go suck on some other chick for a while and then get in a fight and then go off to another one. I mean, I feel badly for her, but they're not destroying society.
No, right. But in Shannon's case, I mean, she's really carrying a lot of pain. A lot of pain.
Yes.
And you're not going to sort of, if you could get in a good, stable relationship, you might sort through some of it, but I'm not sure you can tolerate it. That's why it's time to get a little therapy.
Yeah. Okay. And it's the same thing with straight relationships. When a father dies, the woman doesn't want to get hooked up with a guy, right?
Or keep sabotaging it before she gets close.
That's what I'm saying. All right, let's just say hi to someone and then we'll go to break. You got somebody there, Drew? Oh, that's good radio. Jenny?
Yep.
25. Boyfriend promised to move out, but is hemming and hawing. How can you expedite this leaving? Right?
That's right.
You want to get him out of there. All right.
Yeah, he's humming and
All right, quiet down. She turned hemming and hawing into a 14-word sentence. We'll take a little break, and then we'll tell you how to get him out of there after this.
This is Loveline. Loveline will be right back.
Huh?
That's very funny. What did she write?
Nothing. You know. Yeah? Are we still going, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike screwed up. Goofballs. Everyone's got a sense of humor out there, sure.
Yes, but you are a comedy connoisseur. You know good comedy. Should ask her if she liked The Simpsons.
Listen, I haven't given this speech for a while, but everyone likes to think there's a few different senses of humor out there. Oh, I like this and I like that, but I don't like this.
How
and I
can
don't
you
like
tell
that.
me what to like? That's right. I like dogs playing poker.
Let me explain to all you assholes out there who think you have a sense of humor. It ain't any different than anything else. There's funny, there's unfunny, and then there's sort of funny, which is in between. And it's not up to you to decide what's funny for you. I'll decide, you jackholes. As I've, thank you.
As you told your mom many times.
As I've, I haven't told this story in a while, so I'm just going to tell it right now. My mother, who has no real discernible sense of humor.
By the way, I'm using this in the speech tomorrow.
Oh, you are?
Oh, yeah.
Good. My mother, I was explaining to my mother once, this is 5 years ago, that The Simpsons was the funniest and best written comedy show on TV. She was explaining to me that she happened to like Murphy Brown, and for other people was The Nanny, which is, I would rather, I'll tell you, if lighting a turd on fire and watching it simmer is more entertainment than that goddamn Nanny.
But well, for you,
that
that's
Nanny
comedy,
is just a turd. I mean, the corn would stick to that show. It is so turd-like. But the point is she was explaining to me that I could not tell anybody what was funny. I had my own sense of humor. I had my own sensibilities. But when it came to everyone else, that was their own sensibilities. And it wasn't up to me or anyone else to tell them what they thought it was funny. And by the way, if it was funny for them, then it was funny. Yeah. Truly funny. So it's in sort of the ear of the beholder, this comedy. Right. I said, Mom, that is not true. We need to establish a sort of pecking order in the universe, and I'm telling you right now that good work must be acknowledged. And The Simpsons is a hell of a lot funnier than The Nanny is. And she said, well, it is to you, but it may not be to me or my neighbor or one of my goofball friends who sings in the choir. And I said, Mom, here's the deal. There is Monet, and then there's dogs playing poker. And you may like dogs playing poker better than Monet, but that doesn't make it better. It makes you an asshole. And that is the goddamn truth. It just makes you an asshole, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
That's the same with comedy, everybody. Woody Allen is funnier than Mel Brooks, and that is that. And if you think Spaceballs is funnier than Crimes and Misdemeanors or Manhattan or Annie Hall,
Hannah and her
sisters, that doesn't make Spaceballs better for you. It makes you an asshole. Thank you. Go ahead, Jenny.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes.
I just recently broke up with my boyfriend. We were together for almost, probably, we're at the 2 3/4 mark. And we broke up a few weeks ago because for a couple months before that, I had been debating about getting a kitten, which I had been thinking about for a long time. I grew up with a lot of animals, and we had lived... my boyfriend.
Okay, got it.
All right, no, what's
together.
You wanted a cat.
All right, I wanted a cat, and then I decided that I wanted a little brother or sister for it because they could.
All right, you want another cat? Okay, got it.
Right. So my boyfriend decided that he didn't like that idea,
okay.
And so he told me that if I got 2, he would move out.
Okay, did he move out?
No, he hasn't moved out
yet. Did you get 2?
Huh?
Did you get 2?
I got 2.
Okay,
right.
What's keeping him from moving out?
I don't know.
Is the relationship really over anyway?
Yeah, I think it is.
So he should be moving out. You should get more cats. Hasten his departure.
Yeah.
Right?
You think I should get more cats?
If you want more
sure.
cats.
Why not?
A few more.
Well, it's something to move him on.
Well, why don't you tell him to move out if you don't want him living there?
Yeah, I mean, he's just taking his time, I think.
Why?
I really don't know, but he was...
And by the way, the question was, why don't you tell him to go faster?
I have done that. And it doesn't seem to help, but it's really difficult living together when, before I got the cats, he said, if you get one cat, you have to keep it in your room.
Are you blaming the whole thing on the cats?
Huh?
Are you blaming the whole thing on cats?
Most of it, but I think he blames it on that if I had respected him, I wouldn't have gotten 2.
Well, Jenny, why?
Jenny, what did you drop out of the 3rd grade or something? What is wrong with you? This relationship is over.
Yeah.
But it's not has nothing to do with cats.
I know it doesn't.
If this were a very important relationship to you, you would not have gotten 2 cats.
Well, yeah, and I think if it were an important relationship to him, he would have understood.
He would have found some way to compromise this. But
yeah, we would have.
But believe me, the 2 cats, People don't do things to sabotage things that they really don't want to sabotage.
Yeah.
All right. What do you strip for a living?
No.
What do you do?
I'd rather not say. I'm actually an educator.
Why would you rather not say?
Because some of my students might be listening.
Are they old enough to listen?
Yes, some of them are.
Really?
Yeah.
What subject do you teach?
I teach.
Psychology?
No. Almost. Art.
Art. All right. That's why. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. Here, let me explain what Jenny does. See this elbow macaroni? We're going to stick it to the side of this can, and then we're going to put yarn on it.
That's called crafts. I do not teach crafts.
What do you do?
I teach fine art. I teach drawing,
painting,
and sculpture.
Ah. Ooh. You know, I was a
gluing, no cotton balls.
Okay.
No
I was a ceramics major in high school, you know.
Yeah, ceramics.
Yeah.
She's very impressed.
I took a drawing class, too. I was such a putz. All right, listen, Jenny, come on, smarten up. You're teaching kids. Set an example. This relationship's over. Ask him to get a...
How do I get him to quicken up?
Train one of the cats to crap in his shoe every morning.
More cats.
I couldn't figure out Jenny's angle there. Her angle was, certainly the relationship's over, but then she kept sort of going back to the cats.
Yeah.
I don't know what her strategy was.
I think their deal is that they thought they were okay until this came up.
Yeah.
They didn't realize what trouble they were in until they had a conflict.
Yeah. All right.
Sometimes real narcissistic people just reflect each other's narcissistic needs constantly, and then all of a sudden one of them decides, I want to do something on my own.
Right.
The whole thing blows up.
Also, when it comes to moving out, sometimes when somebody learns that you want them to do something, they just drag their feet because they're angry at you.
Yeah.
He may be doing that.
Well, plus, they've been through this thing where they've been idealizing each other. Now they're totally devaluing each other.
Okay.
They're both pieces of crap in each other's eyes.
Tell them you want them out in no uncertain terms. Remy?
Hi.
You're 20.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, my best friend, she's been dating this guy for about 9 months. And a month ago, he was accused of molesting this 6-year-old girl. And, through this whole month, she's been, on his side and saying how, he didn't do it, blah, 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 blah. And then last week, he finally got put in jail, convicted of it, and admitted to it. And, she's saying how she's, actually contemplating staying with this guy and trying to help him work through his problems because he admitted to it and he wants help.
Oh, yeah. And we all know they work through it, too, Adam,
Yeah.
She compared this guy to, smoking cigarettes, and, that's his problem, He just needs a little bit help and someone to help him.
What happened to her?
I don't know, but she's been going, through, all this.
How long is he in jail for?
Child molestation.
For how long?
3 years.
Oh, sorry. Did you guys rap sheet there, Drew? Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. Yeah, it was circled. I didn't see it. I was a little indignant there. 3 years in jail for child molestation.
Yeah.
Okay. And so here's the question. What is up with your friend? What was done to her?
A lot of things were done to her.
Yeah, right. Of course.
Her first boyfriend was, KKK member.
Yeah.
Something happened way before that.
Way before that.
Yeah, she was...
Molested?
She said that she was forced to have sex with her brother or something like that.
Right. So can you see where that now gets acted out with these object choices she makes?
Yeah, and I'm trying to be a good friend to her and just totally listen to her and help her.
I think a good friend would kick her ass a little bit for this. I would not. I mean, you can just sit and listen. That's okay. But I think you need to help her contain a little bit and make some better choices.
She doesn't work like that. And
she won't listen to you at all.
No, she's she thinks she's this raging feminist, She goes to these marches and any guy that beats a woman is totally bad. But this guy just totally violated this 6-year-old girl. And it's starting to affect my life.
Hey, Remy, how's your life doing?
I don't know, last night I was just crying for 3 hours over this, and
I think you need to get away from it. You need to get away from this relationship for a while. Let the chips fall where they may with her.
But she's my best friend.
No, she's not.
She may.
Well, I mean, listen, your best friend doesn't ignore the advice of a good friend, especially when it's sound advice. Listen, I can make another one of these speeches real quick. When people act in ways that are less than way outside of societal norms, or even whatever your idea, whatever your ideas, whatever your mores are. You know what I'm saying? No.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying.
When people are bad, when people do the wrong thing, you don't have to support them.
Not at all.
In fact, you're doing them a service. You're being a good friend. You don't support that behavior.
If I had a good friend and I found out that good friend did something bad, I would not hang out with that good friend anymore, and I would just and if they had a problem with that, I'd say, hey, you're lucky I'm not calling the cops on you. It's only because we know each other that I'm not turning you in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is the definition of it, everybody. When people screw up and they do things you don't like, you no longer have to hang out with them. They ruin the relationship. It's not you. You know, people do that all the time. And they go, geez, I don't want to abandon her. I don't want to screw the friendship. We've had so many years together. It's
too late.
They abandoned you when they took off with the KKK guy.
Yep.
I'm using that as an example here. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they cashed in.
They were the ones who did it.
Mm-hmm.
When they got strung out on heroin, or they decided to hook up with the white supremacists, or when they started to date guys in prison, that was them abandoning the relationship.
And that you just enable them by supporting it.
All right. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, everybody now. Loveline will be right back. 1KFMA.
Hello. Loveline. All righty. Here we go. Back to the old salt mine. Tim?
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I have a theory on why it's a benefit for screwed up kids, or the ones that were messed with as children, to seek out bad relationships.
All right.
I know you guys always try and think of ways why this happens, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying why it's a benefit.
All right.
Okay.
Now, this is real complicated, and it's going to take kind of a while to explain. Not too long. Okay. And so, just
here's all I'm saying, Tim. I don't mind hanging with you for a second, but there better be a pot at the end of the rainbow. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
There better be a payday at the end of this long week, right, brother?
I hope there is. Just let me say a few things in order to help you understand this.
Go ahead.
First of all, if you guys heard this before, just tell me to stop. Number two, the way I'm going to describe this can sound racial, but it's not.
Okay.
Okay?
Go ahead.
You guys have said much worse.
Thank you.
And that's it. I'll try and do my best. If you have any questions, stop me.
Go ahead. All right. And go.
Okay. The kids who were messed with as children, we're going to call those the unpure group. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that were molested, and they will grow up to molest their kids, etc., etc. Okay?
All right.
Maybe.
The ones that don't have that, we're going to call the pure group.
Okay.
The ones that don't mess with their kids. Now, the unpure group, I think, will always kind of stay within itself. The kids will grow up to date other losers.
Why? Why would you predict that?
Because they will seek out bad relationships.
They do it, but why is that? Well, the question is, why is that of a genetic value to evolution?
That's what I'm going to answer.
All righty.
Well, we just have to assume that for the moment.
All right, we're with you.
Now, since they search out their screwed relationships, they don't associate really with the pure group.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? They don't go for the nice guy. They go for the loser.
Right.
Right.
This way, the pure group never really gets infiltrated with that bad, it's not a gene, but that bad way of things.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So the pure group will, in essence, continue on without that, and that's why it could be a benefit to the human race.
In the meantime, the impure group is populating much more rapidly and reproducing much more quickly, and pretty soon they're going to be no pure group. It's going to be all the impure group.
You think so?
How is that an advantage?
I was thinking just the advantage because...
Because that's what's happening. It's a much more rapidly growing population, and that's why we question what that's doing.
Maybe this species, and maybe all species, are finite, and maybe there's some sort of genetic code to sort of implode and then restart again.
Yeah.
I mean, who the hell knows what's in the cards? You know what I'm saying? But what I mean is you start off from this amoeba, you work your way through, you eventually walk erect, then too many toothless kids go on Springer and end up banging and molesting their sisters, and we sort of eat each other and implode, and then maybe we start up again. I mean, maybe it's a cycle.
Yeah.
Tim?
There's a lot of options here. This is just one thing that I thought you guys might want to hear.
All right, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Yeah, pretty smart 15-year-old, but he didn't really say anything other that we didn't already know, did he?
No.
Still, he's a good thinker for 15.
All right.
Let me tell you, you want to know what I would have sounded like when I was 15 calling this show? There's the Sneetches and the Snurps. And what was the question? Hold on, I got to make something out of clay.
Say, hey, Adam, you're the funny guy.
You know what I like about the show, Adam? You make the jokes. And you, Drew, you're like the serious one. That's the explanation we get in the airport when we're in a hurry.
How many times we get that?
Hold on,
I love your show.
Big fan of the show.
You're so funny.
Let me tell you why I like it. Because you're
so funny.
And you,
the serious guy.
That's right. Chris?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
You're 20.
Yeah, I had a question mainly for Drew.
Yeah.
Is about the addictive personality and or alcoholic gene. Is it hereditary, and will it in fact control compulsive behavior?
It is definitely hereditary. It is very unusual to see alcoholism without clear evidence of a family history. It's about a 50% probability of inheriting the gene whether one or both parents are alcoholic. And there's, in my opinion, no doubt that the biology of alcoholism is on the spectrum of other obsessive-compulsive disorders. And in fact, there's some evidence that some genes are shared amongst the obsessive-compulsive disorders, and those would be alcoholism, ADD, true obsessive-compulsive disorder, and Tourette's.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah.
What's up with the 1 or 2 50%? You know, I mean, why shouldn't it be higher if both parents are luscious?
Because Mendelian genetics are not the way humans work in many, as it pertains to many traits. Mendelian is that old classic, recessive and dominant traits.
Of course. Did I explain to you about the ceramics major part? And I also failed biology, by the way. And I showed up every day and tried. Do you understand that? Hector.
But Chris didn't, and he passed.
Yes, but hold on. Mr. Dilberti, kiss my ass. Everyone knew you wore a toupee, by the way. You're
Kiss my ass.
Thank you. You're 23 years old. What's going on?
Well, me and my girlfriend, we've been dating for about 1.5 years now, and when I first started seeing her, she was a virgin, and we took our time, you know what I'm saying? I liked her a lot, and I didn't want to rush into anything. It took about 6 months before we first started having sex, and now we're in the flow of things. Everything's running smooth, but when we do have sex, I have an orgasm really fast at first, and then my penis doesn't get soft right away, so we go into it again, and then it takes about an hour, maybe sometimes longer, for me to climax again. And it feels like it's a pattern now. Like every time I have sex, this happens, and I wanted to know if it's a psychological thing. Why is it happening? You know, I don't understand.
You're describing normal male function.
Yeah. And, hey, listen, if you can have an orgasm and with the same boner, keep going for another hour, you're way ahead of the curve.
Mike?
My definition of
multiple
orgasm for male, Mike?
Same boner, different jizz.
Thank you very much. You know, I was talking to a guy worked with, as Hector was saying, was falling into a pattern. Yeah. I had a lovely discussion with a guy I work with today, and our young, attractive secretary, and we were explaining the difference between the married life and the single life. And he basically just said, listen, me and my wife, we got it figured out now, and I don't mess around. I go right for it. You know what I mean? Like, I've figured out what it is. You know, we've been married for 5 years. I know what she likes in the sack, and I don't go exploring around like a blind guy with a stick, or, you know, being twisted around and pushed toward a piñata. I go right for it. We just get it over with. I go right for the penis. We know what she wants. She knows what I want. I said, yeah, you know what you are when you get married? You're like a mat. Yeah, like a mat. Oh, I'm falling apart. You're like a rat that has run the same maze too many times. You don't go down those corridors and bump into dead ends anymore. You figured it out. You just want your little piece of cheese, and you just hurry through it. Right, Drew?
I'm sure your fiancée is delighted to hear you describe it like that. I have no doubt that she's just tickled.
Beside herself. Jim?
Yeah, how you doing?
You're 23.
Yes, I am.
What's going on?
All right, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
For the both of you.
Yeah.
All right, I met a girl when I was in Colorado. I'm now in DeKalb, Illinois.
DeKalb, yeah.
The home of barbed wire.
Yeah, that and the lovely Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, listen, let me explain. I said this when we were in DeKalb. People got pissed off at me, but you guys inventing barbed wire is no great achievement. Barbs and wire both existed. You just put them together. You're no better than the people over at Reese's, to tell you the truth. And first off, barbed wire is not a big breakthrough anyway. Stop bragging about that. They have a barbed wire museum in DeKalb.
All right.
Here's my take on that. You make yourself look worse when you brag about a crappy invention. So explain that to everyone there, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never seen the barbed wire.
We're proud of you, Jim. What's the question?
All right, here's the question. I met a girl probably about a year ago, and we've kept in touch ever since. I've come back to the lovely city of DeKalb town. And, well, anyway, we've been talking, and she's coming to Chicago here, and we're going to see each other. Well, we've been talking intimately and all this, and there's a good chance we're going to be having sex. Nice, clean, safe sex. Nothing bad.
Sure.
All right. But my question is, I've had the problem before when I've had sex, the 3 other times in my life. And the problem is when I get in there, I'm feeling that I'm not doing the job for my woman. I'm going to get in there. 20 seconds later, it's all over. Condoms in the toilet. I'm going to bed.
Right.
And I'm trying. Well, my question is, what is it I can do to
try to be present with your feelings and tune into hers? Stay attuned.
Man, he's too attuned. You need distractions.
And then Adam, what else might he do?
He may take a bullet out of the chamber so that the gun does not go off prematurely. Meaning, think of Cindy Crawford wrapped in barbed wire and have yourself real quick before she comes over.
Anything else?
Oh, the big picture of Jim Varney, the Hey Vern guy at the foot of the bed.
Anything he might do without his penis?
I don't know, True. I'm tired.
You always
just
talk
come
about
out and
you
say
always
it,
talk
would you?
about oral sexes.
Oh, oral sex. Oh, he should perform oral sex on her. That's why you're doing that taco thing with your finger. Okay. Now I understand. Right. Ann, am I right? No woman is going to be disappointed with 20 minutes of oral sex before the loving begins.
Absolutely.
That is not going to... listen, a woman will...
He's doing it right.
Woman will look at this as a blessing in disguise, right? Yeah. All you guys out there that have the premature E problem, get down there and get busy. And believe me, the clock starts as soon as you get down there. So if you orgasm in 3 minutes and you can stay down there 25 minutes, you got a half hour worth of lovemaking. Right, Ann? God bless you.
Oh yeah! Everybody now! Loveline will be right back.
All right, that is it. Thank you very much. I want to thank Sherry for doing an excellent job on the phones all week, as usual. Solid as a rock, that Sherry. Yeah. The fabulous producer Ann, the spindly one, for putting her feminine stink all over the show. And, of course, the one-note wonder engineer Mike with a real serious full head of hair. I just noticed his hair tonight. It's really looking full and healthy. So until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station longer.